Welcome to Maths Bridge. We train and learn. We shall continue our C++ programming lab session. Let's get started. In today's lab demo, we shall cover constants and constant variables that we use in C++. Let me recap what we studied in previously. A constant is a fixed value that remains unchanged throughout a problem context. Isn't it, right? It is a variable or value that cannot be changed once defined during the execution of the program. Does it make sense? Let me rephrase. When you do not want others to change the existing variable value, use the constant in your program for that variable. When you use a constant keyword to the variable at the time of a declaration, this treated as a constant. Constant means read only. Value never going to be changed. Isn't it? Let's see how it works through sample examples. Welcome to demo. Here I was trying to create a sample program which computes the area of the circle. We all know mathematical formula for area of the circle is pi r square. Pi is a constant value, 22/7. Numerically gives some kind of a constant value, isn't it? Then radius into radius. That's the formula. So to compute that, what exactly we needed? We needed two variables. One, input variable radius. The second one, the final answer of the area to be stored in a memory location. So we require two variables, isn't it? Right? I declare the radius as a variable and then area also as a variable of type int, which means this variable holds value of type float. Type means a data type here in this case. So this is the formula that I calculated. Nice. If I can compile this and run it, great. So for a given radius, this is what my area of the circle. Now the question here is the 3.1428, isn't? This is a hard-coded value which I am using in the program. Preferably, people suggest you not to use hard-coded value within the program because that's not a good practice. What you should be doing, you have to create a constant variable for this, or you can define a macro. Let's say for instance, I created a hash directive, a macro, hash define pi 3.14. What it means, rather I use a hard-coded value in my program, I define at one place and I can reuse as many times as you needed by just replacing value with this hash definition. We all know that hash defines directives are preprocessor statements. Prior to the compilation, preprocessor scan your program and replaces all dependencies at the time of preprocessing, isn't it? Right? So let me save the changes, compile and run it. There is no real difference, you see. So this is the one way we can use constants with macro concepts. There is another way that we can use these constants using variables. Let me create a variable. Here I created a variable pi value equal to 3.1428, which is of type float, but I use the keyword called const. This is the constant variable declaration. Now I can use this variable in my program. Instead of pi, now I am using like a constant pi value. Let me compile and see whether we will be getting same results. I compile. Can you see this one? So in this method as well, you will be getting same output. There is no altering the functionality of the program, but using concepts in various methods is what we are trying to learn, isn't it? Right? Make a note. This is the a normal C++ variable. If you look at, right, declaring a variable with a data type and assigning a value to it. But what is more that we are using a additional keyword called const. When you use a const to the variable, this means this variable becomes a read only. You cannot modify that variable. Let me try test it. So I am trying to modify the value here at line number 17. Let me say 4.5.4.412. Let's say. Okay, save and try compile. Do you know what will happen? This throws an error during the compilation time, surely. Here it is a answer. Assignment of read-only variable. So this is a read-only variable, so you can't modify during the execution of the program. So one more observation, constant variables should be initialized during the declaration itself. Otherwise, it is not allowed to modify during the execution of the program. Make a note of it. Finally, when you don't want others to modify the variable that you declared, then you have to define that particular variable as a constant variable. When you make a constant to the variable, this means you are making that memory location as a read only, and hence you can only read them. You can't modify the value of the variable. This is what concept of constants in C++, which are similar to the C only. There is no real change in this concept between the C and C++ languages.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, click on the bell icon and please leave the comment. Happy learning. Thank you. Stay tuned to the upcoming sessions.